Good morning, everybody. I made a video just yesterday on the right COC or the correct COC that I would recommend you guys to apply for, and mostly it's always Indian COC that you should go for if you're an Indian. Continuation to that, I have been asked to make a video on Indian offshore industry and the foreign going main fleet ships. I have had experience on both the ships, and I've been thinking to make a video on this. And I thought instead of losing some time trying to do it right, I might as well just do it. So today I'm going to talk about the Indian offshore industry and the foreign going main fleet ships. What's the difference? And really, what are the pros and cons between the two careers? Do excuse some of the casual approach in this video because I'm still sitting by the pool and trying to get this done so that the boys and girls can enjoy this information and make the right decision in your life. So, coming to it, in continuation of the previous video, Indian COC is also going to be very, very important if you want to move to the offshore industry. Now, what do we understand by offshore industry? Offshore means barges, rigs, DP ships, offshore supply vessels, diving ships, ROV ships, to some extent, even the dredgers, because most of the dredgers working on the Indian coast will only be having Indian flags. We will also talk about that why the Indian coastal ships have Indian flags. Because as per the government rules, the priority of a job in the Indian waters will only be given to an Indian flagship. Only if the Indian flagship is not available and an NOC is taken from INSA, that's the only condition when a foreign going ship gets a job within the Indian waters. That's why the major part of the offshore Indian industry is consisting only of Indian flag ships. If it's consisting of Indian flag ships, it's unlikely you will get a job on these ships if you're holding a non Indian COC like a UK or Australian. So, coming to the pros and cons of the offshore industry, number one, the job is very satisfying. Offshore industry, you do jobs like anchor handling, you do jobs like diving operations, and they can be very, very satisfying, especially for a captain and of course the chief engineer, because captain is actually handling the ship, manual handling. It's like a video game. I loved my offshore career. I like video games to some extent, and sitting on the controls and moving those engines and getting the job done is really fun for me. I enjoyed it. Job satisfaction can be on the main fleet also. I'm not challenging that. I've been on container ships, I've been on a tanker, I've been on bulk carriers. So, job and life has been quite satisfying even there. It's very individual. Salaries in offshore industry are also very, very good. I won't give figures, even main fleet salaries are good. So don't think offshore is paying less. Offshore is also paying well. In fact, it may be at times paying a lot more than your main fleet. Number three, very big point for me was contracts are very, very short in the offshore industry. All my offshore career from 2004 to 2009, I did 42 days maximum. 6 weeks, we call it. 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off. Maximum due to relief problems, it was pulled to 2 months. So you might do 2 months on, 2 months off. Nowadays, they offer you 3 months on, 3 months off, something like that. But it's always short because even the charterers want short contracts, and it helps you get a decent balance between your family life and your work life. You know, because every 45 days when you're coming home, it's a different feeling, and you can have a holiday in 45 days. Who gets a 45 days leave after 45 days of work? आधा साल आप छुट्टी पे हो. While in main fleet, you all know that mostly everybody knows about main fleet. 6 months on or 4 months on, 2 months off. So Slight difference is mobile signal. Offshore is mostly working in one location. Like if you're working off Mumbai, you'll be off Mumbai. And most likely you will get mobile signal most of your contract. Mobile local signal. So you can talk to your family, you can be on WhatsApp. Nowadays, mobile is, if you can get to be on mobile, you feel like nothing is missing. And since these vessels remain in one place and they don't go on these long voyages, etc., it helps because if there is an emergency in your house, if there is a problem and you feel you want to immediately get off, sign offs can be a lot more faster on these ships. The cons of offshore industry are exams. You will not be able to give your exams because you will be able to give exams for NCV, near coastal vessel certificates. So you will not be getting your sea time for FG flagships. So keeping that in mind, I would recommend that maybe if you can get your master's or your chief engineer's license, which is MOT class 1, or you can get your master FG, then come into the offshore industry, because then you don't have to worry about exams. It's all about just working, making money and enjoying your life. So that is one thing. And second con is the ships are small. Okay, it's not a con, it's something you need to get used to. And since contracts are short, everything is workable. And one more point is that you will be in competition with NCV crew. So if you're a FG master, you will have an NCV master who is in competition with you for your job. Salaries are anyway well paying, and they do recognize FG certificate to the NCV certificate and give some more value to it. But that could be a competition there. And lastly, the income in the offshore industry is taxable because you're working on an Indian flagship and you're working in the Indian waters. So that makes it taxable. Even then, I think it's a great industry for all the pros and cons you get. For all the pros that you get being in offshore, I would any day still sail on the offshore, because money is not my topmost priority. And money is anyway enough in the offshore industry. So I rather get shorter contracts, I rather get family life, I rather get to talk on the phone, I rather get to talk to all my friends every day and make videos. And nothing against the main fleet, because many of the facilities are now being offered in main fleet also. So keep these points in mind, boys and girls, and I hope this video helped. I just thought let me do it really quick. For all those who don't know me, my name is Captain Amit Bhandari. I'm a relationship facilitator, helping you make better relations out at sea in your house. This is with my 29 years of experience and my tips and tools as a hypnotherapist, as a counselor, as a REBT specialist, as a chakra healer, and various other transactional analysis. These are techniques and tools which will change your life. They've changed my life with all the ups and downs I've gone through. So thank you so much for listening. Until my next video, bye-bye.